Hello, Peter Boggins here. Just about to go out on my walk. I've been down a bit of a rabbit hole today. I'm a bit late to the whole Robert Kennedy Jr. comments about autistic people, and about how we'll never pay taxes, or what else did he say? Be in relationships, write poems, or whatever he said. So yeah, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole trying to find what he said or didn't say. And yeah, it's a bit discouraging when you see people in positions of power like he is, say stuff like that, partly because it's not true. I don't know. I don't know if it's been taken out of context or not, or I don't know. I don't want to dive too heavily into the politics, because that's a can of worms I'd rather avoid. But I don't know. It seems like what he's said is to be taken. Well, it certainly has been taken at face value by a lot of people on the internet, and there's been a bit of backtracking on it to a certain extent. But yeah, it's frustrating when you see or hear comments like that, because I just feel like it sets the autistic community back. It sets, it doesn't do anybody any favours to paint us in that light. Trying to think. I don't want to go too ranty about it, I want to pick my words carefully here. I don't know, I just think it does a lot of unnecessary damage to paint this in that kind of light. Because autistic people do contribute to society in many ways, and successfully so. So to to be whittled down to what do we offer society as opposed to who are we as human beings, is a little bit, I can't think of the right word for it. It's a little bit disheartening, to think that some people only see us as to our monetary value, i.e. whether or not we pay taxes, and some of our other aspects, like whether or not we're in a relationship or form relationships or whatever. That's, a bit disheartening to hear. I don't know. I can't put into words what I want to say on that matter, I don't think. Don't know, I need to figure it out. But then, see some of the comments people are making as well about autistic people, particularly on Twitter, which I know is probably not the best place at the moment to take any kind of social commentary from. But yeah, some of the comments on there are not great. It's, yeah, I don't know. It feels. I don't know if it's too big a can of worms for me to really talk about in a vlog like this, or if I need to do a separate video or not, or what. But I don't know. I don't know if I could do the subject justice or not. I don't know. There was one comment about Dr. Asperger, or Asperger, or however you pronounce his name, that I felt I had to comment on. It's sort of very, it was quite nonchalant and a bit understated about what Asperger did and why his name was taken off the diagnostic criteria. The way, I can't remember what exactly this person said, but the way they worded their tweet, comment, post, whatever you're supposed to call them now, it's X, was that he was a bit of a quack that had some slightly odd views on autism or something, and that he didn't really do anything wrong, or just, I don't know, maybe I'm misinterpreting it, but it seemed to the comment just massively downplayed what he actually did, which, long story short, for those that don't know about Dr. Asperger is that he was a fan of another Austrian in the 30s who he was a Nazi, basically. And he, was well and truly drinking the Kool-Aid, as it were. And, he was separating the autistic children that he deemed worthy to do his experiments on, which, again, were not appropriate or humane, and those that he deemed unworthy were euthanized. They were sent off to concentration camps, euthanasia clinics, and yeah, so that's why it's no longer called Asperger syndrome. And for someone to say, I'm not sure what Asperger said or did to warrant his name being taken off the diagnostic material, just baffled my brain a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, so that's the rabbit hole that I've been down today. Yeah, bit of a heavy subject. I don't know if I should do a separate video on it. I don't know. It's hard because, like I say, politics at the moment is a bit of a can of worms. And there's so much conflicting information. I don't want to be accused of being reactionary or anything like that. So I don't know if it's even appropriate for me to comment on it. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even know if anyone would be interested in my take or not, or if it's just, another voice amongst many. So, anyway, I'm going to go out on my walk and get some fresh air, blow the cobwebs away. Doesn't look like it's going to rain, so hopefully it should be good. Yeah, anyway, I shall go do that. I haven't really got anything else planned for the rest of the evening. Might watch the football. It's Aston Villa tonight. I decided not to go again. It's at home. It's in Manchester, but I've been so stressed out by the football the last couple of years that I've kind of decided I've had enough of going. Because the whole day of going up there and then coming back, today, with it being, it's a weekday for a start. It's a weekday and it's an 8 p.m. kickoff. So that means, game would finish at like, I don't know, 10 to 10 o'clock at night at the earliest. And then, at best, it's a 2.5 hour trip each way. So, I would have had to have left at like, I don't know, 1 or 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then I wouldn't have been back until, midnight midnight, 1 a.m. at the earliest. And I don't have the tolerance for it anymore. I just always feel burnt out by it, and it's just not a pleasurable experience to go to the football anymore. I had a certain level of tolerance for it, but over the last, I don't know, 2 years, maybe 2 and a bit, I just find that tolerance dwindling more and more. So I just, need to take a break for a bit, and decide if it's something I want to continue doing. So I need to, think about that on some more. But anyway, that's probably enough rambling for today. So I shall see you later. Ta-ta for now.